Greetings, acolytes. High Priest Professor Bill of Comic Book University. And issue number 11 of Venom. This is actually the really cool, Watchmen, wannabe type cover. It's like an homage. It's funny how homages seem like just blatantly ripping off. But since it's better than, it's perfectly okay. Alright, so I don't know if I can read this crap in the middle of the night like this, dude. This is really freaking dark in here. What's up with that? Alright, Donny Cates is the writer. Joshua Cassara and Ryan Stegman on pencils. Joshua Cassara and J.P. Meyer on inks. Frank Martin on colors. VC's Clayton Cowles on letters. Stegman, Meyer, and Martin all do the cover, and the variant cover, this one, is done by David Gibbons. John Taylor Christopher does the Meet the Scrolls variant cover. So we got a hell of a story in this one. The maker is right now trying to remove so-called cancer from Eddie Brock. Well, we find out a little bit more about that cancer. It's not everything that it's cracked up to be. He learns a whole lot about himself. Guys, you ever know about the Mary Brock situation where it's like it was completely messed up? There was something wrong with it. It's like, Eddie was supposed to be the firstborn, but he had an older sister. Well, how the frick did that happen? Is it from a different parent? Like, what would you be? Was she adopted? What's going on? Nobody knew. Well, Donny Cates has retconned all that crap. It's like, okay, listen, and it's a very interesting kind of retcon because it's totally acknowledged. It's not just like, oh, no, that stuff didn't happen. I don't know what you're talking about. No. No, there's actually a really good explanation for all that stuff. In fact, it's kind of a creepy, messed up situation. And it shows you not just the fallacies, but the fears, the deep-seated fears that the symbiote has. Because, remember, when it first came to Earth, it bonded with Peter Parker. It wasn't until he actually came back to Earth from the Secret Wars battle world that he actually bonded. But the idea is that he did fully bond with Peter, and then when Peter rejected him, that was a really messed up part. Okay, I'm kind of tired of not being able to see anymore either, so none of this stuff works, all right? At least I'm not wearing tinfoil, though. So check this out, man. This cat, he's just got no place to go, all right? I actually feel bad for the symbiote at this point. He's got no place else to go. In his mind, Eddie's going to leave him. He's positive Eddie's going to leave him. He was always going to leave him because that's what Peter did. That's what people do. In fact, retcon did. This is a true retcon, all right? Deadpool went into, he became bonded. Well, I don't know about bonded, but almost bonded. Bonded-ish with the symbiote. And we saw all the other bonds starting to take place with the, the poisons and all that. So, this poor symbiote's been through a lot, a whole heck of a lot. He wound up losing Flash Thompson, right? This thing has been through a lot. So it's genuinely traumatized, and it shows. That shows in here. Eddie also has his fear of being alone. All right, that's like his biggest thing. He's been alone since he was a kid. He's always kind of been pushed off, shoved off, whatever. He lost his sister and his uncle to a cancer that likely never existed because it seems that the people themselves never existed. All of this was just implanted in order to make Eddie feel as though he needed the symbiote. All the time, anytime there was any kind of a situation where the Clintar felt as though Eddie's going to leave, he would then introduce something new into Eddie's mind. He would cause him to forget some things, to remember some things that weren't there, to misremember other things. Trying to undo all of that alone would be traumatic. Somehow Eddie's got to figure that stuff out. We also find something else about Dylan. Dylan, Eddie's little brother. Except he's not Eddie's little brother, is he? It's messed up to think that Eddie was himself already messed up prior to him becoming Venom, to bonding with the Venom symbiote. The trick is he became a hell of a lot worse after that because the ingrained fears inside of the symbiote have taken over the rational side of the symbiote's mind. And any little threat that it sees that it might wind up being alone again, it immediately throws something new to mess with Eddie's head and make him think that he needs the symbiote more to increase that dependency. This is like a really sad case, man. This actually reminds me of like a little cat meowing, just meow, meow, meow. And sometimes you're like, dude, shut up. I don't know what you want. What it wants is to make sure it's going to be loved. What it wants is to make sure that it's not going to be abandoned. That's one of the reasons why kids cry, babies cry when you leave them. You know, it's like, it's annoying. It's like, oh my God, please stop. But what proof does that baby, that infant have that you're going to return? That's kind of how I'm equating this symbiote. This is really messed up, and I feel bad for the symbiote. Make no mistake, the symbiote's the bad guy here. It's messing with Eddie's brain in the worst ways imaginable. He can't depend on his own memories. It's messed up. Anyway, this is just that incredible writing and the storytelling that's done through the beautiful art of Ryan Stegman. So Cates and Stegman on this, man, just an unbeatable team. And honestly, I think that one of the signs of the apocalypse, probably the, what is it, like the third seal? Right before the horsemen start showing up, the fourth seal. I think it's the third blowing of the trumpet. I think that's when Donny Cates and Ryan Stegman split up, like irreconcilable differences or something. And who gets custody of Venom, right? Anyway, hoping it doesn't happen, ever. In the meantime, okay, I'm not very good at this. I'll do the whole cult thing very well, but High Priest Professor of Comic Book University, class dismissed.